เพราะตั้งแต่พบกันวันแรกเลยนะตั้งแต่เหนื่อยมาตลอดเลยจนกระทั่งบัดนี้เนี่ยได้ท่านนะเป็นหลักอย่างสำคัญทีเดียวครูไม่ใหญ่ยังสบายกว่าท่านผู้ใหญ่ท่านให้นั่งเฉยๆแล้วก็ให้องค์นั้นเนี่ยนะเทศสอนนี่จะธรรมทายาทอบรมหมดตั้งแต่รุ่นแรกก็ตั้งถึงรุ่นล่าสุดนี่เนาะทุกรุ่นเลยเนาะอบรมหมดจนกระทั่งทำให้ธรรมทายาทที่มาบวชเป็นพระเนาะไม่ว่าจะโครงงานไหนก็แล้วแต่ตอนนี้ไปปฏิบัติภารกิจขยายพระพุทธศาสนาวิชาธรรมกายทั้งภายในและต่างประเทศทั่วโลกเลยมีนักเรียนปลื้มกันไหมจ๊ะนั่นแหละจ้ะคือการอบรมพร่ำสอนอยู่นั่น
MD number 68.8 today 02 focuses on Tripitaka, but going to the end of Dharma has nothing to do with Tripitaka. The 11th of February 2025, Maha Pujaniyachan Day. Did we miss some news? Yesterday, the 3rd of February 2025, Maha Pujaniyachan Day. Didn't the temple have any merit-making events? 1. Worshipping people who deserve to be worshipped is the highest blessing. The third blessing in life out of the 38 blessings in life. Someone taught this, didn't they? O2, who has been teaching this for many years. Why doesn't the temple announce any merit-making events? The answer is, there is no announcement like other events in advance. But there is a donation of alms at the dining hall like this. There must be only old students from the 01 era. Teach and tell about the virtues of the three of them, so that we will remember and make merit together. 2. Thank you and rejoice in the merit with friend Ari Wat, Kun Ari, who posted this on Facebook. If the real Luang 1 was really at the temple, there is no way he would let it be quiet like this because it is a great merit. A merit from worshipping and praising the virtues of the great revered teachers of Dhammakaya Buddhism, 3 of them in one day, not every day, only once a year. 3. Even though the first Sunday of the month was the day before the great revered teacher's day, and O2 gave a sermon in the afternoon until evening for more than 2 hours. We did not hear him talk about any of his contributions and did not encourage the devotees to know that the next day would be an important day for the great revered teachers. That the descendants of the Dhammakaya Temple group must not miss to join in making merit, showing gratitude and worshipping them. Repeatedly, O2 gave a sermon to more than 1,500 monks on the Dhammayatra, telling the story of how Grandma Thongsuk Khat Kraton reached the Dhamma. At first, it sounds like you are praising the great revered teacher, Dhammakaya knowledge, the path of suppression. 4. But as you talk about it, you emphasize that what Grandma Thongsuk did is in the Tripitaka. Somewhere, you say that Luang Pu Sad also followed the Tripitaka in this and that. Grandma Chan also followed the Tripitaka in that and that. Even Luang Pu Dhammajayo, the not-so-great teacher who organized the Dhammachai pilgrimage, also followed the Tripitaka. And the 4 Buddhist groups must also follow the Tripitaka in the Mahaparinirvana Sutta. Talking about praising the Tripitaka alone like this is something that never happened during the era when Luang Pu Dhammajayo 01 was the leader of the suppression group at Wat Phra Dhammakaya. 5. Because 01 taught that the real Tripitaka is within us. Those who have reached the Dhamma will meet the real thing within, which is the true teachings of the Lord Buddha 01. Luang Pu Dhammajayo never said that the Tripitaka is the principle that people who follow will reach the Dhamma. Because there has been a 500-year gap in information about the practice to reach the Dhammakaya, which means the method of practice to truly reach it has disappeared from the Tripitaka. Therefore, the Tripitaka cannot be used as the main principle for practicing Dhamma to reach the truth of the real, the one who knows the truth within like the Lord Buddha. 6. until Luang Pu Sod discovered it from his own practice and was able to truly practice it and taught that, stop being the one who has achieved it. Luang Pu Sod did not say that the Tripitaka is the guideline that allows one to reach the Dhamma. In the way that Luang Pu Sod passed on the Dhammakaya knowledge through the practice of Dhamma to reach the Dhammakaya knowledge to Grandma Chan, and Grandma Chan passed on the same to Luang Por Dhammajayo, which is to sit and practice Dhamma in accordance with the principles of the knowledge. No one has ever said that one must read the Tripitaka first in order to practice Dhamma to reach the Buddha within. 7. But in this era, especially on Sunday, February 2, 2568, O2 preached by reading the prepared documents as if someone had prepared the information for him to read, not O2 himself, who thought of the sermon in the almost 2-hour sermon. Shouting every sentence, very fiercely. It's like whipping the devotees, whipping and whipping. Forcing everyone back to start at the Tripitaka by speaking and reading from the script that he was holding. Therefore, it can be assumed that it is definitely a script from 06 because he has been trying to drive and push the issue of making the Tripitaka all along by using the name of 01's Dhammajai Institute, saying that Luang Por 01 supported making the Dhammajai version. 8. But in fact, 06 used 01's name to withdraw money for merit making from 01's children and group only because the real 01 never thought of making the Dhammajai version of the Tripitaka throughout his life. He assigned Luang Na Suthamo to sign in Mo with various institutes to jointly sign to find the word Dhammakaya that appears in which scriptures and collect them together in one place. He did not order him to make a Tripitaka Sanghayana or make it more complete to be the most complete, most up-to-date version, etc. as 06 claimed. 9. What O2 said and read, listen carefully at first. It seems like praising, but in the end, it destroys credibility. Everything that is a guideline to practice Dhamma to reach the Dhammakaya within oneself. That Luang Por 01 has taught throughout his life by telling everyone to go back and look at the Tripitaka again. Claiming that the reason they have not reached the Dhamma is because they did not follow the teachings in the Tripitaka, but speaking in a manner that Luang Pu Sod, Grandma Chan, and Luang Por Dhammajayo reached the Dhammakaya because they followed the Tripitaka. Here and there, everyone who listens will be led to think that they must go back and start from the Tripitaka if they want to reach the Dhamma. It is different from the original teachings of Luang Por 01, Grandma Chan, and Luang Por Sod, which were intentionally contradictory. 10. If it is like this, can you say that today O2 is leading the group to follow Luang Pu Sod, Dhammajayo, and Grandma Chan to the ultimate Dhamma? Even though he led them to pray to the ultimate Dhamma as before. It seems like he is talking like a parrot because what O2 preached on the first day of February 2025 showed anger, ridicule, contempt, and disrespect. The three great revered teachers did not have faith in the Dhammakaya knowledge of all of you, including Luang Por Dhammajayo, because the owner of the script that was written for O2 to read in the assembly was 06, who did not respect and believe in the Dhammakaya knowledge. 11. Because 06 did not reach it, and he has been a servant of the devil since 2557. This caused him to secretly embezzle the money donated to build the pagoda of O2, which O1 had already raised for the construction of 06, embezzling more than 700 million. Which caused the construction of the pagoda to be stopped, rebuilt in 2019 after O1 left the temple. In September 2015, O1 received a report of the problem of building the pagoda and called 06 to ask. He did not deny it, but refused to say where he took it, what he did with it, or who he gave it to. This caused O1 to have to tell him to leave the temple, far away, and not let him come back again. Because if he did not tell, it meant that he did not accept that he had done wrong. 12. That is, 06 personally believes that what he did was not wrong. It is equal to having wrong views. If 01 did not chase him out of the temple, he who did not accept that he had embezzled the donated money for personal use without telling the abbot, that would be a crime. If he was still at the temple, he would find a way to embezzle the donated money again every chance he got. Because he did not accept that it was a crime, 01 could not let him stay at the temple anymore. But 01 did not tell anyone about his crime. That is, to save face for him, to have a place to go, he did not tell this truth to 02. He told something else, like taking the good for himself and the bad for 01, making 02 believe that 01 had gone too far. 13. 02 therefore found a way to help 06 return to Wat Yai by using the position and title of the abbot of Wat Ratcha Oros when he received the ecclesiastical title of Fra Maha Pha in 2014. When 06 was expelled from the temple in 2015, 02 went to propose to Fra Maha Pha to appoint 06 as one of the 12 titles who received the Fan of Honor, which allowed 12 people to be appointed because receiving this position allowed 06 to claim the right to return to Wat Yai without 02 telling 01. There would have been no consultation or questioning of the truth about 06's wrongdoings from the abbot 01 at that time, in 2015, when 01 had just expelled 06 for only 3 months. 14. This means that 02 intentionally did something wrong to 01. Since then, and 02 has become a tool for 06 to deceive and use to conflict with 01 since then. By 06 hiring people to sue 01 in criminal cases to tarnish 01's reputation, even though 01 was not really guilty at all. The criminal accusation, just relying on the criminal procedure process from the issuance of a summons to the issuance of an arrest warrant, can insert appropriate reasons to remove the monk's robe, imprison him without having to be guilty at all, to push 01 out of the position of abbot. Just tarnishing his reputation is not appropriate. 15. When 01 successfully escaped the arrest warrant and was still able to give orders in the temple via messages, in 2017, he ordered 06 to leave the temple again in October, ordering 01's big secretary who betrayed 01 to join hands with 06 to step down and practice Dhamma only in November. 01 was able to give orders via messages in the temple smoothly for only 6 months. Both of them worked together to seize power and order, not allowing 01 to contact anyone, until they deceived the temple people into believing that the new order message was from 01, even though the real person did not order it. 16. And they planned to eliminate 01. In February 2019, they collaborated to slander and implicate the embezzlement of money by 6 monks, including 02. Totaling 7 monks. They each embezzled temple money and were investigated and arrested by the Anti-Money Laundering Office. 06 was the one who suggested that the 6 monks cooperate to give statements that any embezzlement was done according to 01's policy. Simply put, 01 was the one who ordered them to do it. Therefore, the 7 cheating monks would become witnesses, pointing the finger at 01 as the one who ordered the embezzlement. The real culprit was 01. Then the bad guys used a fake message inviting people to make merit, claiming to be 01, inviting people to raise funds for the pagoda, so that there would be money to protect the 7 monks as witnesses. 100 million baht each. 17. They succeeded. Near the end of January 2019, 06 had already paid all the money to protect themselves. So they collaborated with the officers to plan to raid the temple to arrest the culprit, 01, whom the 7 monks implicated as the one who ordered the embezzlement, even though in reality 01 knew nothing about it. But that time, 01 knowing with the insight of Dhammakaya knowledge that 06 will bring the DS to raid the temple and arrest him in February 2019. But this time he will expel everyone from the temple and close it down. This will cause the children of the 3 ashrams, more than 3,000 people, to be homeless. The children in the outer areas will not have a temple to accumulate merit. O1 therefore decided to leave the temple, causing O6 not to bring anyone to occupy the temple like that. 18. Therefore, it was an opportunity for O6 to support O2 to replace O1 in the past several years. But when the statute of limitations for O1's criminal case was about to expire, which was in 2024, someone saw O2 invite O6 to the temple to the committee meeting to discuss O1's case. This became an opportunity for O6 to seize power from O1 and permanently occupy the temple. O6 therefore did everything to completely dominate O2 until he was completely loyal to O1 by stabbing O1 in the back, slandering him about everything, and telling lies. And do black magic spells mixed with spells, binding O2 so that there is no way to consciously think about any good deeds of O1 again. 19. And O6 succeeded, which is to make O2 decide not to close the case for O1 during October 2023 to April 2024, which has a 180-day opportunity that the prosecutor has already informed that they will not sue O1, allowing them to close the case, cutting off O1's chance to be free and having a stain for the rest of his life, which means that O1 will not be able or unsuitable to be an abbot forever. And O6 will be able to trick O2 into doing and leading the group in the direction that O6 wants, which is not the same direction as O1. 20. When O1 led the group to build merit following Luang Pu Sad and Grandma Chan to the ultimate Dharma, but O6 did not go with them, and even invited O2 to go with him, that is, not going with O1, but letting O2 lead the group to pray as usual, that is, going with O1. Whoever meets O6 will hear him say something like, "The goal is to go to the highest level of Dharma according to Luang Por O1," which is both O2 and O6 lie and deceive 100% to everyone without batting an eye, hoping to use the power of the group of children of O1, both in the outer and inner areas, to do sinful work for them for a long time. 21. Lying, violating the fourth precept, is a sin. Embezzlement of donated money to do things other than what was told to be a merit, i.e., taking money that the owner did not give, is the same as stealing, which also violates the second precept, which is a sin. When both O2 and O6 take the group to break these two precepts with them, how will everyone go to the highest level of Dhamma? Even if they go to rest halfway at Dusit Bariwang Bun Fisat, the fourth level of heaven, they still do not have the merit to reach there. The important thing is that what they do is focus on finding factors to deliver to the higher being. If there is no goal of earning money for the higher being, there is no need to do many new large projects in the past few years. 22. If it were normal O1, it would be noticed that there would always be problems and obstacles when announcing large projects, to the point that temples hardly dare to do any large projects. The Dhammakaya pilgrimage still has to go and walk only in the temples in all 7 places. The monks cannot even walk on the streets. This is because when O1 was there, he never shared the donations with the higher being. But today, the temples led by O2 invite their children to do big and bigger projects easily and conveniently. Isn't that unusual, everyone? 23. Like O2 said last Sunday, last year, offerings were made to 30,000 temples and 30,000 temples were offered as Kathina robes. O2's words and attitude showed that there were more of his followers, claiming that he would be able to expand Dhammakaya knowledge throughout the world, requiring all temples in Thailand to help each other. This year, offerings will be made to 40,000 temples. As we talked, it became 45,000 temples have already gone with great pride. O2's actions were full of joy and pride, unable to contain himself. He was extremely confident that he was on the right track, helping traitors like O6 and betraying benefactors like O1. 24. And relying on all projects, claiming O1 but cooperating with the higher-ups by paying him a bribe so he would have ownership and not obstruct, making the big work successful. So that he would monopolize all of Thailand, every temple, taking the donations from the relatives and devotees of the big temples to buy every temple by making merit to add to the Kathan. Buying them to be his allies, claiming that he would be able to easily expand the Dhammakaya knowledge throughout the world in Thailand. By doing this, O2 spoke with great pride, with an arrogant attitude, unable to contain himself. 25. O2 did not think at all about the results of the merit and sin behind it. In reality, it was a sin from the very beginning when he thought that he would share the donations with the higher-ups, which was to win their hearts and become their allies. The higher-ups wanted a share of the donations, so they would be happy to let him do the big work, so there were no obstacles. Then he had to think of bigger and bigger projects. To have a share to please him, like trading, giving a lot of profit to the owner, getting results, being admired, both helping each other, win-win, thinking that you are on the right path, right? 26. It is a sin from the beginning, thinking that what merit-making work to get donations to share with him, at a level that he is satisfied with and will not come down to obstruct. It is to satisfy the defilements, greed, which are the tools of the devil in his heart to grow continuously. There will be no feeling of satisfaction, and there will only be a desire to increase more and more according to the growth of defilements, never stopping wanting and wanting more and more, until there is a thought that must do a greater merit-making work than before, with such pride in O2's attitude earlier this month. 27. But O2 and O6 and the temple administrators forgot that the money that comes from donations is because the donors have merit, so they have money to make merit. But the temple uses the money to do sinful work and does not give merit in return for the donors. There will be a day when the merit runs out, there will be no money. No matter how much merit-making work is done, but sin is always received, it will start to get stuck when the devil wants more. The worker must earn more money, but the work done does not give real merit in return, so the money runs out, and life problems start to arise, because the merit has run out since the beginning of the sin. It is the truth. 28. The relatives and devotees will run out of money because their merit is gone. The relatives and devotees will start to have family problems, life problems, and illnesses because the karma is starting to take effect. The merit is gone. The temple wants to do big work, but the supporters are out of merit. What will happen after that? The higher-ups will not be happy that they are given big work but do not get paid. Do you all see the direction yet? What is really happening at the Dhammakaya Temple? Do you know why they do not let everyone know the information sent from the hidden dragon? 29. Because if everyone knows from the hidden dragon, they will know that what the temple is doing is definitely not the real policy of O1. Everyone will not cooperate, especially if they have to take the donated money to be shared with the higher-ups. They will not accept it. O6 will not be able to follow his plan to help the higher-ups anymore. He will suffer because in reality, O6 was the one who took the money from the higher-ups first. That higher-ups did not have any money, but he took Islamic things and gave them to O6 first. According to the news, O6 used the area of the Dhammakaya Temple at the pagoda as collateral for himself. When taking Islamic money 30, O6 had to do everything to take over the temple to work and earn money to pay off the debt because O6 could not find money to pay him back because O6 only spent money extravagantly but did not know how to earn money. He was ready to give the temple to use as a way to pay back the money if he could not find money one day. Nowadays, he uses the temple people in both the inner and outer areas to find money for him to use to pay off his debts. Why did he owe so much? It was debt from playing the stock market. Playing the stock market has both gains and losses, but the losses are greater than the gains. This is the background of O6, the sinful side. Using merit making and merit making to find money for him to pay off his debts. Nowadays, he had to get rid of O1 to get out of the way. 31. The temple people who did not know the truth and did not accept the story from Mongkorn Songkhai thought that they would gain a lot of merit. Each new merit-making event was bigger every day. When the temple claimed to be for O1, everyone was sure that they would gain a lot of merit. So they went to seek wealth to make merit to the fullest. But in reality, they were joining in the sin with O6. Whoever did not believe that Mongkorn Songkhai was the real O1, told him, in the end, there was no way to correct themselves and return to the path of merit again. Because every time they went to take sin, they threw away the merit. Once a month, come to worship rice. At the beginning of the month, take a big merit once, not staying for even a day. In the afternoon, tell about new merit, which is sin behind, then throw away all merit to take sin again. What will be left that will bring wealth or happiness and prosperity? In the end, by the time you know the truth, it is too late. CR, the one who knows the truth 03.22 hours. The 4th of February 2025 Tuesday.
Akasejara Abhaya ชา